But for sure, it'll be very interesting to see Hannah Meul's approach now that she's very suddenly been thrust onto this massive stage, how she is dealing with it.
So she goes upside down and inverted for this move up to the crimp. And I thought that this could be a bit of a struggle to get to the jug, but Futaba absolutely cruised it. So it'll be interesting to see how Hannah deals with it. Oh, popping off that right hand, but saving it.
Coming back to the block crimp as well, that is quite impressive. Now it'll be very interesting to see what method Hannah chooses through here, as she's quite well known for finding interesting things with her feet, finding a way of pulling on a hold you wouldn't expect.
Well, that's the method the route setters thought she would use, or the athletes would use through that sequence. It sounded so outrageous when they said it, but Hannah made it look good.
Yeah, and she's still on, so she's going to find herself a flash as well.
So up to the dish, into the side pull, bumps up, into more of a Gaston side pull again, top, and that is going to be a top as long as she can match it. And it is a match for Hannah Meul, another flash. And Hannah did what she needed to do. So look, it's all very well getting to that final hold, but you have to match it, don't you?
Yeah, have to match it, and there have been some famous moments in climbing history where athletes have failed to match. The most famous by far, I do believe, is from Manu Cornu, who got one hand on the top hold and then riled up the crowd and then came off before getting the second hand on. So I believe many athletes have to learn from that experience.
It's interesting you bring that up. We were actually chatting about exactly that during the semi-finals, that historic moment. So yeah, don't celebrate too early. So Hannah, drill the feet up high into the pockets, drop the right foot down, careful not to stand on that no textured surface, chalking up mid-route, chalk used to improve grip. And then this was the top. So popping out to the right hand. And then this is the match Dan was talking about. You have to control it at the top. And even if you do match it, it's the control that counts. If she was to fall off immediately, well, that's up to the judges at that point. You never want to leave it down to the judges.
Yeah, it is always a difficult time. And I've seen other athletes, two hands on a top hold and turn around to look at the judges. And then as they're deciding, okay, now it's time to drop off, they slipped off. And suddenly everyone's asking a bit of a question.
So Hannah Meul still smiling though. Shoes on for her. See, 21, and that one silver medal in the middle of her profile. That's what she won a couple of weeks ago in Brixen in northern Italy. So kicking the mat forward. That mat will be essential during this climb. And let's see now, will Hannah Meul have read this boulder the same way as Futaba Ito and try to stop on that first hold? And it is, but she's made it work. That's interesting.
Made it work. And an athlete so talented at getting her feet up, so there she is, fine with the foot up.
Well, she's smashed the intended beater there, completely knocked it out of the park. Heel hooks. And then into the crimps, and both of us, I mean, we didn't like the look of these crimps, did we?
No, they are not inviting crimps at all.
So swinging around, holding herself.
Hannah Meul now is looking at a second flash. Can she stick? Can she get the foot up? There we go.
She is. Well, Futaba Ito. I mean, we thought it might be condition dependent. Perhaps not.
Goodness, the German coach is very, very happy.
Well, that is a good job from Hannah Meul. Awesome from her. And now, I've given up sort of predicting with Hannah Meul. I've got no idea what she's about to do. It could be spectacular, she might fail. I just don't know. She's on a very interesting place.
Very interesting place. This boulder could go either way. I do have quite high hopes that she's relatively good on her feet and on slabs. But that introducing the dynamic side, the coordination to it, always adds uncertainty to a climb.
So she turns, looks at the wall, rubbing her bottom of her foot. Try to get any moisture off. There's the towel, same thing. So pressing upwards to start off with, palming down. That's not the starting position yet. It will only be there. That's the starting position. So now she can continue climbing. So same method as before. Slowly does it to get into position for the jump. Holding her breath almost. And we see that foot pop. Same thing as Futaba.
It's a big foot pop. Very far across on the right there in that static position. Filippa had already gone for the dynamic move at that time, whereas Hannah's testing how far can she go across on this foothold first.
That was a good shot to show just how unexpected that slip was. She had a very focused phase all the way down to the mat, probably. It just happened so suddenly.
It's actually one of the more dangerous parts in climbing. If your feet pop on a slab, there's very little control you have when you go to the ground.
So that's her cheek pressed against the wall. And now better position from her, trusting that right foot, which is easier said than done. She's almost going statically into it.
Almost. That was really, really impressive. Really impressive. Planting that whole foot down, using as much surface area as possible to just stick on this exceptionally poor foothold. I wonder if she's going to try that again and reach further.
Yeah, it shows how good she is with her feet. The fact she had a huge foot pop and then fully trusted the foot the next go.
Yeah, that is a very, very good skill in climbing.
There it is. You can see how little of the rubber's on. Better from Hannah Meul, and she does stick the zone. That came from nowhere. So third go, sorry, and she's looking like she might top, but watch this final hold. It's a sloper, but no problem for her.
That was amazing. That was so cool to see. That jump across, she wasn't quite in control, but her reaction time as she snatched this hold and managed to stop herself on that move, so impressive. Hannah Meul has left herself in a very powerful position now with only 3 attempts on this boulder.
Great work from her. And it did seem to come out of nowhere because she was in the same position, went, and look at the coordination required for this. She's flying through the air, there's nothing on it, hits that screw on, which is blind, and then holds the swing. Look how much focus that required. Look, just flying.
Very impressive. Very good reaction times there to find that hold.
And a big exhale of breath as she nails the zone. And that is the German coaches, who understandably are impressed. And this is a sloper we both thought was horrendous. It looked pretty simple.
She looked like she wasn't having a problem on it. Very impressive. I was just speaking to the German coaches before. They were saying this is the best season Team Germany has had in 8 years.
That's what it meant to Hannah Meul. Awesome from her. So where's Hannah Meul in this
play for right now? She is in second position as Natalia was able to get up the slab climb it in 1 less attempt than Hannah. That is making a difference. But right now, if Hannah can get up here quicker, less attempts than Natalia Grossman, let's say 2 attempts less than Natalia Grossman, she could find herself a win.
All right, so Hannah going for gold here this evening on boulder number 4. There is the score down on the left. So she's currently in second, Natalia at first. If she can do this quickly, she'll put all the pressure on Natalia, but Natalia won't know, of course. This is us knowing the scores. Natalia will just know she's got to do it fast. So,
do it fast, and we're just introducing this big question into the system with the scary movement at the end. What are athletes going to make of it?
So Hannah Meul again with the right foot in the crack, swings the feet out, presses upwards, and she needs to get as much height as possible on this to make the jump less far. So pressing outwards in that position, finds the screw on with the right foot.
Really good use of her flexibility here. Not so much trouble getting up to the last move.
So her heart will be beating in this moment. Oh, nearly popped the right foot though, bumps the left a little higher. That's the right foot, that's what she's going to be springing off unless she goes a bit higher. She sets herself, swings. Oh, thank goodness, a better fall.
Filippa taking, really trying to crimp down for so long in the swing and almost losing the touch on the hold at the maximum point. Hannah here, much more control in the swing. Head's coming up to her, hands coming up to her head, realizing that she could have done it on that attempt.
Ooh, she just got a brush in the face there. Obviously not ideal. The brush apologising, but yeah, a bit of an accident there. So Hannah will have to put that to one side. Unfortunate. There it was. You can see it immediately, obviously, a complete mistake. So Hannah will reset. She does reset, just faces the wall.
Halfway through the time, this could be the big attempt for her now.
Yeah, true. It goes so fast, you're right. So gets the right foot in, swings out. Presses her way through, so much shoulder strength in this move. She'll be safer with the right foot when she gets the screw on. There it is, and now she can just rest for a second and chalk up. That's the left foot. Steering on the wall.
It's a very liberal use of the term rest, because the tension in her hips, her legs, her core right now, very, very high. And as much when you say the word rest, it's a bit of a rest for your brain, and she's not getting that right now.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable for her. So here we go again. She had a more controlled swing last time. Can she nail it? She does nail it. Hannah Meul, all she needs to do is match, which she does, and that is the top for her with a minute to go. 4 out of 4 for Hannah. She's done everything that she can possibly do, and that will leave her for sure up there in the medal positions. But will it be gold here tonight in Innsbruck? She now gets to go to the side of the stage and watch nervously, although she has to wait for 3 more athletes before Natalia comes out.
Goodness, this is going to be a long competition, especially considering how slow you climb up through this boulder. We're going to be on the edge of our seats for quite a while.
Yeah, the tension will be delayed. So Hannah, fantastic from her. Used that first go as a bit of a range finder. Controlled the swing a little bit better than Futaba Ito. And the second time of asking, she committed, even though she got that bang from the root setter. She pulled it together. And you can see she faced the wall to pull herself back into the moment. And then this was the jump. She adjusts. And this pop holds it all the way backwards. That left hand still engaged.
Great swing, really needing to engage through the shoulders there to hold the tension.
So Hannah Meul's evening is done. She's now sitting on the side of the stage because the athletes are allowed to watch after they've completed the climbs.
And it's going to be interesting for the next athletes, Cheon Seo and Miho Nanaka, as they possibly could be fighting for 3rd place now. Futaba Ito, with just a zone, has 3rd place, but can be upset through the top.
So everything to play for here. And a smile to the audience. She waves them as she exits. There's a happy lady there.